people recall Detective Erik Franti?
Good morning, you can have a seat. Good morning, Mr. Franti.
Good morning, sir.
You understand you were administered the oath yesterday and you're still under oath, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Elsie.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Franti, I just have a couple of questions to wrap up with. And up on the screen I have what's been admitted as Exhibit 73A, which we had some discussion about yesterday. I want to ask you about row 17 in particular, and again, if you could just tell the jury what the URL is indicated in row 17.
Yes, it's www.xvideos.com /K equals black plus cousin.
And did you have an opportunity last night after you testified to sort of refamiliarize yourself with that xvideos.com website?
Objection, I believe that's a mischaracterization. He indicated that he never went to the website ever, so he wouldn't been in the position.
That is absolutely not the question that I just asked. I asked him whether he had an opportunity to familiarize himself with that website last night after he
I
testified.
thought he said refamiliarize. I
That's what I
apologize.
thought you said. All right, go ahead.
Did you have an opportunity to go to that website last night after you testified?
Yes.
And is there any way on that website to plug in specific search terms?
Yes, there is.
And how would you plug search terms into that website?
If you were on your phone, you would just tap on the search box, and
Okay.
then your keyboard would pop up.
And is there any way on that website to filter a search by date?
Yes, there is.
And how would you filter a search by date?
There's several categories below the search box, but you can sort by date, relevance, things like that.
Okay. And can you filter by a certain date range?
Yes.
And what are the sort of date ranges that are available to filter by?
I believe the largest is 6 months. The smallest is 1 week.
Can you filter by 3 months?
Yes.
Okay. And did you, when you went to the website, did you try to plug in specific search terms into the search box?
Yes.
And which search terms did you plug in?
I searched the term black cousin.
And did you filter that search by date?
Yes.
And what was the date range that you used to filter that search?
3 months.
And when you did that, did you see a particular URL get generated?
Yes.
And was there any significance to that URL that you saw?
Yes, it was that URL right there.
The one that's reflected in row 17?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Nothing further.
Prosecutor.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Detective.
Good morning, sir.
Now, when did you first begin your analysis on this particular exhibit 73A? Approximately.
Approximately last night.
Last night was the first time you ever did an analysis on exhibit 73A?
I looked it over
You looked it over.
prior to that.
Okay. And you knew you were coming to court to testify in this particular trial, correct?
Correct.
And you waited until after trial yesterday in order for you to go to this website to do an analysis on it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Did you take any notes while you were doing your analysis? In terms of anything. Did you take any notes while you were doing your analysis?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay. And did you take a copy or screenshot of the actual URL when you went to this particular site?
No, I did not.
You did not? Okay. Did you write it down?
No, I did not.
You did not. Okay. So you just, based upon your memory, it's the exact URL, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, why wouldn't you do the analysis before yesterday or last night on this particular information?
On this particular information?
Yes.
I was focused on
Other cases?
tasks, yeah.
Okay. And you knew that you were going to be requested to be an expert in this particular, or at least somebody who testifies in this particular case on this particular subject matter, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But yet you didn't do your homework to, I guess, educate yourself on this particular information, correct?
Correct.
And you stated that you guessed or assumed yesterday that K equals search. What type of research did you do to come to that conclusion?
I did a Google search on what that means.
You did a Google search. So what term did you put into the search engine on Google to come back with an answer?
What does question mark K equals mean in a URL?
Okay. And you didn't go to any various sites to verify the validity of that particular answer, did you?
I did go to multiple sites.
You went to multiple sites?
Yes.
Name a couple of sites that you went to.
The main one was Microsoft in their forums.
Okay. So you went to Microsoft in their forums. So you were reading the forums and just taking what their answers were at face value?
Yes.
Okay. But my question was, what, I guess, search engine, or not search engine, but website did you go to plug in a term into their search engine to verify that the URL would actually have K equals? That's my question.
I went to xvideos.com and typed in Black Cousin.
Okay, no, you did that last night, right?
Right.
You testified yesterday, before last night, that you assumed or you felt you knew that K equals means a search, correct?
Correct.
My question is, what website other than last night did you go to use their search engine on that particular website to come to a conclusion that K equals search?
Microsoft's website and a website called Stack Overflow Exchange.
Stack Overflow Exchange?
Yes.
What type of website is that?
That's a website for programmers of websites.
And did you ask a question or you just was reading through the forum?
I was reading through the forum. The question was already asked.
Okay. So you didn't go to independent websites to verify if those answers were correct. True?
Correct.
Now, in your task, were you also presented Exhibit 73B, which is a full web, what, actually, I see your, oh, yeah. And were you provided this information?
Yes.
Okay. And it was your understanding that this was a complete web history of this particular device that you were asked to do some analysis on, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And you would agree that this particular website has over 18,000 different, I guess, entries, so to speak, correct?
This particular evidence, yes.
Okay. And you would agree through this interface, you're able to search particular terms, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And if you were to search, say for instance, porn on this particular interface, you would get approximately, 1,154 entries, correct?
I'm not sure. I did not perform that analysis.
You didn't perform that analysis? Okay, can I have you the HTML code? Or you can hit search.
Hit search.
Yes.
searching Exhibit 73B, doing a keyword search for the term porn. And then I'm clicking show results. And then, again, just for the record, it says the number of results is 1,154.
So, Detective, you would agree that this particular document would indicate there's 1,154 different entries of porn, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And the Exhibit 73A, which you were testifying about, only had 27 different entries for this that were related to a cousin, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So that would be 27 out of 1,154, 1,154, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, when you were doing your analysis, why wouldn't you search for the keyword of porn? What were you searching for? What were you doing?
I wasn't searching this document specifically.
But you had the document, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so what were you searching for then?
I was analyzing 73A.
You were analyzing 73A? Okay, but in order to analyze 73A, don't you need 73B, more of a bird's eye view of the totality of the web search in order for you to make an analysis? Don't you think that?
I wasn't asked about anything about 73B.
Okay, but you did receive it though, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and you thought they just gave it to you just because they didn't have nothing better to do?
No. I was only asked about the information that was in 73A.
They was asking you what your opinion is, what you felt about it?
They were asking me about the specific web URLs.
Okay. But they were asking you about the specific web URLs, but you didn't even go to that specific website to check, right?
Correct.
So you didn't even do the task that they asked you to do, correct?
I'd say I did.
You'd say you did?
Yeah.
Okay. But your actions would maybe dictate something else. That would be a fair statement, right?
No, sir.
Thank you. No further questions.